Yo. We back. Like we left nothing. Like we left something. That's what he say. We back like we left something. But I want to kick it off by saying fear is a good thing. Being uncomfortable is a good thing. Usually when you think of discomfort and fear, it's because you're about to bear witness to the unknown. Let's stop being afraid to be uncomfortable. Let's be more uncomfortable so we can be more adventurous. We can progress. We can become more knowledgeable. We can get more understanding. So I'm going to kick it off like that. But fuck it though. And today, this is I'm pretty intrigued. I have Amber here with me today. Like I told you off camera, you be on your motherfucking grind. So I can't really I need you to tell me some things. The things that you care for me to know. I know you, I'm gonna let you tell me.
Okay. So by trade, my career is I'm a social media strategist. So I do branding, marketing, social media. I work for a major staffing company right now. I have the privilege of being able to work from home, which allows me to kind of do all my extra entrepreneurial things. But I also do freelance marketing and branding. So sometimes small businesses or artists will hit me up to help, market their business or put together a social media plan for them or some marketing materials and things like that. So I do that as well. I do public speaking, and I speak either on motivation or on branding and marketing. And I've done that for a few years for companies as well as like on my own accord, just doing motivational speaking. And that's kind of my biggest passion and what I want to get more into and more opportunities to do is continue to speak life into people. I also
she's still going.
host my own podcast called 30, Flirty, and Thriving. And I am an artist manager, a hip hop artist manager as of the last couple of months.
You do music too, right?
No.
Or you did? Or
I did.
You did music?
Yeah,
what were you doing? Songwriting?
Yeah, so I've always been involved in music. I actually started writing music when I was like 8 years old. I wrote my first song, and I used to sing. Used to be in a studio thinking I was going to be the star, you know what I'm saying? But I hated when I was originally going to the studio and trying to pursue my own career. I didn't like the lifestyle that had to accommodate it. I wasn't ready for it at that time. I was just trying to be a mom and take care of my kids. And they were like, you got to be at the clubs and you got to be showing your face and you got to be here. And I'm like, I'm not doing all that. I didn't drink. I didn't smoke. I'm like, I don't do nothing. I was like, I don't want to be here.
I swear I relate. I swear I relate. That's crazy. I'm about to. Yeah, I was just talking about that. I literally was just. I'm about to hit you with some random shit though. If Ella Mai and Rihanna made a freaky ass song, what would it be called?
How She Like It? I don't know.
How She Like It. How She Like It. She fucked me up. I didn't think she was gonna be able to hit that one out the park. That would actually.
That sounds real nice.
We need that.
That's sweet.
Yeah, I didn't think she was good. That's yeah. She hit that motherfucker right out the park, didn't she? I had that waiting. So with you being into the music and everything, you have an artist, right?
Mm-hmm.
Rap artist,
yes.
Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because I used to be an artist myself. I gave it up for the same reasons that you just gave.
It's still in them.
It ain't. Yeah,
I don't think it ever leaves. I mean, if it's your passion, it ain't. That's how I'm in it now. That's how I'm a manager because I'm like I couldn't get away from music. I literally had, because I was old school. I wrote all my songs, with a pen and pad. So I had all these papers of songs I had written over the years. And 2016, I believe, I threw them all away. I was like, I'm not doing shit with music. I'm not gonna ever really pursue this. I'm done. It's no more for me. And when I tell you, God was like, what? No, he just kept pushing me and putting me in situations where it was like I can't get away from it if I try.
Right.
Just traveling into different areas and whatnot.
Absolutely, and so I had to take, and I have so many people over the past 2 years have asked me to manage them, and I've just been like, no, it's like having a child. I don't have time. It's a lot of work. I said, no. But when I met my artist, like immediately was like, okay, like I believe he has what it takes. He has the talent, he has everything, and plus he has a good work ethic. He's all of it. It just made sense, but I was still hesitant, and he had his own like group or whatever. They were doing their thing, but after a year had passed and he wasn't where I felt like he should be, I was like, I'm just taking over. I'm doing it. Like I can't stand to watch you stay stagnant anymore.
Damn. So the passion definitely is still in you.
Oh, absolutely.
Some type of involvement. That's kind of one of the reasons why I kicked off this podcast. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Well, I mainly kicked it off because I want to have conversations. You know what I'm saying? I've been telling the last few guests that I had, like, yo, I'm not here to interview you. I want to have a conversation. I want to talk about some shit. You know what I'm saying? Whatever that is. How you feel about this? You heard about this male birth control? Mm-hmm. What the fuck? How you feel about that?
Finally.
Finally.
Finally. No, seriously, because here's the thing. So I have 3 children. By my like previous I was married twice, so they're all by my husband's. But I had never really been on birth control my whole life because I tried it one time after I had one of my kids, and it fucked me up, and I did not like it at all. So then it was like that fear, and I had to carry that. Like, men don't ever have to worry about that, you know what I'm saying? So I was always very careful, obviously, but it was just like always that added fear. And I don't know, I just feel like it shouldn't be on the woman, because if a woman gets pregnant, like, she has to make the decision she has 3 choices. You keep it, you get rid of it, or you give it up for adoption. Those are your 3 options. And you got to live with that. You could be totally against abortion and be in a situation where you feel like you have to do that. And now you have to spend the rest of your life knowing that you killed your baby. Well, men don't have to bear that.
Well, it might be a little bit different now with the Plan B, right?
No, because it's still essentially like you're making a choice. Like, you could potentially be preventing something from what was supposed to be happening. I don't think of Plan B as a form of birth control, really. I still think like it's an abortion method in my mind, kinda. So it's still like, I still feel like that's a lot of weight for the woman to be carrying, when men historically have been the ones who have been a little bit more promiscuous and unsafe.
Well, I can't really disagree with you, because then that'd make me a hypocrite. Because one thing for sure, like, I got a vasectomy myself. And one of the reasons why I chose to get the vasectomy was because of that. Because it was actually more risky for the woman to take on the task to see to it that doesn't happen. And I'm like, so all you got to do is just cut my balls open and snip.
It's an easy process, right? It's easy. People men be tripping like, oh my God. And no, it's not a big deal. Like, my ex-husband got it, and I was like, thank you.
It's kind of like a unintended selfishness that goes on sometimes with the men when it comes to certain things. Like, for example, like, that was one. But another thing too, as far as like hygiene, things like that, right? My woman, which probably can apply to other women as well, you know, things as far as like pH balance and things like that. It's real fragile in that area, you know what I'm saying? So certain shit can't really interact with it. Now, I was one of them guys that I used to love Axe spray. I always pick my particular smells and stuff, and I stick to it. So I was fucking with the Axe spray and spraying down and everything. But when I'm having intercourse, it tampers with shit because it's down there, and she can't really interact with that. So I myself started getting more of the feminine sprays that can work out better for that area as far as pH balance go. But when I say it out loud, guys, like, you know, the same thing with vasectomy. They clown me for like a whole fucking week after I got that shit. Like, nigga, you a female now?
No, but that's what's up. That's really respectful, because a lot of guys, they don't think about how their hygiene and even putting baby powder. First of all, you know, there's a lot of conversation about baby powder and talc powder causing cancer and ovarian cancer and stuff. But a lot of men use baby powder on their genital, whatever, and then they go and they hit and raw. I'm like, you're transferring that shit into a woman who could possibly get ovarian cancer because of it.
See my point? That's what I'm saying. And it seemed like for some reason, like, it's like the mental comes at a standstill when I'm talking about it. I'm like, bro, if you look at it from a logical standpoint, because like baby powder, they have, he tripping. Baby powder, they have like baby powder scented feminine spray. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, okay, that can be more of a benefit for both of you all if you just make this slight little switch over. He really wanna. That's Carl, bro. Can you call him? No, he really wanna talk. But just things like that, and that assisted me with the decision that I made as far as me getting the vasectomy. I already knew what the stigma was and what everybody was saying about it, like, you know, man, you know, snipping up your manhood. And even that right after I got it done, I did deal with some things mentally, like, did I make the right decision? Yeah. I wish I would have froze my shit. I wasn't thinking. You know what I'm saying?
Do you have kids?
You can freeze your sperm. Yeah, I got 3 boys.
Okay.
I lost 2. I lost 2 kids.
Sorry to hear that.
So, thank you. But yeah, like all these things play a role. Then my last son that I had at the age of 30, I'm like, when he turned 18, I'll be 48. I won't be too old. I'm not trying to have no more kids when I'm like high up in age. And I'm like, damn, am I going to be alive to see him graduate? Right. And stuff like that. So all this played a role in my decision.
So that's another thing too. So I am 33. And as you get like over 30, any birth control for women over 30 becomes more risky because you run the risk of like blood clots and stroke and like all this extra shit or whatever. So it's like, damn, I ain't trying to have no kids after 30, but I also ain't trying to have no stroke because of a birth control. You know what I'm saying? So again, if there is a safe and effective way for men to have birth control, I just think like it's about damn time. I just really feel like that decision shouldn't be on a woman to decide how. But although it's kind of like we have to, because at the end of the day, we are the ones who have to make the decisions what we want to do if something happens. And so it's like we can't always leave it up to the man, but just to have that option, especially if you're in a committed monogamous relationship or whatever, and you're like, we know we don't want to have kids, or we don't want to have kids right now. Maybe I have some risks with the different birth controls, or I've had some bad reactions or whatever. If a man can do it and do it.
And that's a part of the reason why I choose not to really argue, because like for me to sit up there and say, I made the joke when I found out about it on Facebook, and I was like, they about to be moody, emotional, their hair about to start falling out, their nipples gonna get sensitive and all that shit, you know what I'm saying? Like basically
them, like, probably getting sterilized by it accidentally. So that's the thought that came across my mind.
And they saying it's supposed to last for 13 years.
Like is it like a shot or something?
I'm not sure, but they said whatever it is, the procedure is supposed to like be effective for 13 years. So if like I'm 34, you know what I'm saying? So it's like shit. Yeah,
man.
Now hold on. Yeah. See, now I gotta interject, because prior to me seeing that, I mean, I know the information had probably been out beforehand, but prior to me seeing the
he's anonymous. Don't nobody know who he is. Nobody know who I am. He's nobody.
Anonymous. Everything I do is anonymous.
He's nobody.
So prior to me seeing that this male birth control thing was coming through, I had just so how I was at home looking at TV, and this commercial came on, and the commercial that's when I sent y'all about the men having periods.
I ain't that fuck
and
that.
It was asking about it was supposed to be about a man. It was asking for pads and stuff, because it started out to where the guy was in the stall, and then he reached up under and was like, "Hey, you got an extra pad?" I'm like, "Wait a minute, what the fuck did I just see?" So then
he said it to us. We said the same shit. We watching it like.
I'm like, was it a spoof or it's for real?
No, that shit real.
It was just a real commercial. This was a commercial. So then my TV had messed up. So I went to YouTube and I went to find the real thing. I see the whole commercial. The dude roll over. He roll over. It's a blood stain coming from his butt. So I'm like, man, what is this subliminal? What are they trying to do? And then I see this man birth control thing. So I'm like, wait a minute. What kind of effects is this gonna have on the men?
It seemed like it's going hand in hand. It's kind of like it was like a weird preparation, you know, and shit. Yeah, like you make a commercial like that, then all of a sudden,
it's
boom.
Spooky.
Like even with the whole Dr. Sebi thing, far as am I saying it right? Is it CB? Sebi.
Yeah.
Sebi. Okay, like what was weird about that whole situation? First of all, back in the day, which you probably can't find, you might can on YouTube, but they been cured AIDS. It was a white doctor. He mysteriously fucking disappeared off the face of the earth once this shit hit the news. What he did, listen, the reason why I know that I seen the commercial first of all, and I ended up finding it, but then I couldn't find it again. But all he did was he froze something internally, as far as the blood flow, which a lot, because you know the AIDS virus moves rapid. Yeah. He was able to freeze it, and he was able to find it and remove it. Then he disappeared. Then, the whole thing, everybody know what happened with the doctor and everything. Yeah. And then you looked up this talk about the cure for AIDS, being able to the cure for HIV and shit like that. Mysteriously, the shit manifests.
I mean, but not only that though. I mean, just look at how going back to like one of the things like what Dr. Sebi was talking about, like just the way of eating.
Yeah.
And now you look at like all of the industries that was like downplaying. You got McDonald's, Burger King, Impossible Burger, everybody doing this vegan thing. So it's like, you know, you gotta kind of question a lot of the stuff. You know what I'm saying? Is a lot of things pushed to the back because they don't have their hands in on it. They want to make the money off of it or whatever. But going back to the original thing with that man birth control, and then a couple weeks before that,
the fucking commercial. It's just crazy how this shit aligns.
That was just.
And you know, and it is scary, but again, think about all the shit that women have been putting in their bodies and putting their bodies through for years.
Yeah.
Like I have my cousin's cousin, which sounds weird, but it's not my cousin. But
Definitely
she
don't sound cousin. I said don't sound cousin. It definitely doesn't sound weird.
She died of breast cancer, and we strongly believe, and she strongly believes that it was from the implant on birth control that you put in your arm, and it was like after that happened, I did so much research, and I'm like, damn, people really out here dying from shit like that from birth control, but people act like it's not happening, but it is.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, yeah, it's probably gonna be some shit. You know, as with anything, when people first started smoking cigarettes, everybody thought, oh, it's good for you. Like, now we see how bad it is.
Fucking crazy.
Then when they introduced vaping, like, oh, it's a safer alternative. Now motherfuckers dying from this mysterious lung disease from vaping.
I gotta defend my vape.
I saw you with that.
I gotta defend my vape.
I gotta question that though. You know what I'm saying? Like, see, the sales actually had started to decrease in the tobacco industry when vaping came out. Now, one of the things that I find ironically when it comes to that whole ban of like banning vaping, and they started pulling certain flavors and all of that, it was only a lot of the flavored kind. You know what I'm saying?
Vape was taking over.
Right.
The tobacco industry is a fucking $1 trillion deal.
A lot of the vape stores were still able to sell the tobacco flavor kind. So I'm looking at, wait a minute, like, hold on. So you telling me
shit weird, right?
The kind that didn't have much tobacco in there, it's still in the stores, and we know that this shit killing people. But the kind that didn't have the tobacco in there, you remove that.
Because what they're saying is obviously the tobacco, it takes, for the most part, it takes years and years and years to kill somebody, because you're going to develop some sort of long-term illness from it, cancer, lung disease, emphysema, whatever. But with the vaping, you develop an immediate lung disease that kills you pretty rapidly. And I think that's the difference of why, oh shit, this is dangerous, we got to pull it from the shelves now. Because with cigarettes, it takes a long time, and not everybody gets the illness from vaping either. But you know, but again, it's just something that you introduce it. You don't know what the fuck, you know what I'm saying? They gonna sell it to make money.
Dice.
Yeah.
You rolling
and then
the dice.
Over time, we see the real effects of it.
It was quite a few things I heard about that though. Like, first of all, the flavor shit, which makes it hella dope, because I'm a Fruit Loop nigga. I like the Fruit Loop flavor and shit. I love the Fruit Loop. That's what's in there now. You know what I'm saying? Fruit Loop shit. But they were saying that the flavor shit was becoming appealing to the youth. But weed is legal. The shit is in Fruity Pebble snacks, all types of shit, Kool-Aid, all types of shit, right? Yep. Then they was talking about people dropping dead. The places like Wild Bees, I ain't gonna say the whole name. Places like that, they have to go through a certain process to get these things approved. What they're not telling you is these people that was dropping dead. Some of the people that was dropping dead was getting shit that was cut, that was off the street, that wasn't approved. Somebody that got the tools in their house and shit and whipping shit up and selling it for the low-lows. Kind of like how the K2 shit was. You know, they thought that it was going to be like on some weed type shit, marijuana type shit. But it was fucking people up, low-key. It was the same thing with that fucking vaping shit, bro. So they was coming up with a whole lot of excuses, because even when I was going to the doctor and they say, do you smoke? I say, no, I vape. And they be like, okay, you don't smoke. And that's it. It stops. There's nothing for them to try to...
Did you smoke cigarettes before you started vaping?
Black and Miles. I smoke Black and Miles. I mean, let me put you on something, because first of all, I want to tell you that I appreciate your bravery in doing that podcast with your kids. Like,
you just jumped the whole. You went from Black and Miles to.
I know. No, wait, because I got a point. Because this is actually what's inspiring me to tell this story.
Okay, cool.
I got a 9-year-old son. Around this time, he probably was about 6, maybe 7. He's becoming more wise, more educated. Smoking must have came up in his school. He know I smoke. He became scared. He loves dad. He's scared. Dad, I don't want you to smoke. I want you to stop smoking because I don't want you to die. This how he talks to me. Little grown ass man. I don't want you to die. All right, cool. I tell him I will do everything in my power to stop. So I switched over to the germs. Don't really mean shit. It's just clothes.
Yeah.
So I told him that I won't smoke those no more, and I hit him. He caught me. I let him take my germs, dump them on the front porch, and stump them out. My fucking heart went to the ground because I'm like, I know for sure I'm gonna want another one of them bitches. But I made a promise to him.
What is that?
What, the germs? Yeah. It's a clove. It's like a cigar with a
It's like an incense. It's like smoking an incense.
A lot of people say it stinks. Yeah, a lot of people say that shit stinks. They say them motherfuckers stink. They like somebody told me they smell like a burnt Crayola. Oh my yeah.
Horrible.
So the reason why I ended up getting into vape, now I'm messing around with different things. Like I bought the blue. I never fucked with the jewel, but I bought the blue. Couldn't stand them. The bitches didn't last. Didn't really got pulled or whatever. So then my dad started introducing me to this shit. So then I started becoming more advanced, more educated on this. Now the thing about this is basically a humidifier. I try not to do it around my kids or whatever, but it's harmless. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know what it does when it go with me, but when I blow it out, it's just vapor. Mm-hmm. That's it. Mm-hmm. So I was like, well, this is the best that I can do until I can fully figure it out how to just cut it all out. So that's why I
does that have, because Black and Miles don't have, you don't inhale, right? You didn't.
I definitely inhale.
You definitely inhale. You're not supposed to inhale though. That's bad for you. Yeah, well, no, you ain't supposed to inhale blacks either. That's bad for you. Anyways, so I don't even know. Do Black and Miles have nicotine in them?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So does that have nicotine in it?
3%. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
3%. You able to pick the amount.
So then you think that it's your addiction to nicotine that's preventing you from quitting, or if it's more of like the mouth fixation? Or...
I think it's all of it. Mm-hmm. Okay, the reason why I probably would say that it's not the mouth fixation anyway, because these bitches is heavy, and that's what make them annoying. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Trying to like, it got the temperature got to be balanced out, because then your ring starts shriveling up, the shit start leaking out. You know what I'm saying? It's a book on this shit. It's a science to these things. But the fact that you got it's heavy and all that shit, that becomes annoying or whatever. But I think it's definitely the nicotine, because I tried it without the nicotine first, and I couldn't stick. Because the nicotine is like, they say that shit is worse than crack. Yeah. Do you feel like you saving money by switching from a whole lot of money? And that's what I like. Not only I'm like, pick your poison. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to sit up there and advocate for this shit as if like it's the healthiest thing, but I believe it is healthier, because I used to smoke Black and Miles. I used to inhale these shits. You know what I'm saying? So I know what the effect is like, so I could tell you what it was like when I was doing that, and I could tell you what it's like when I'm doing this. So just off of my experience, I'm like, it's healthier. Don't let the dollar scare you, because you might have to spend money to get the device. But once you got it, it's yours. It's not a monthly payment. And then when it comes to the juice, you can get you a nice amount, a nice size like the one I get, $24.99. It lasts me about a month and a half. You know what I'm saying? A month and a half. So I be straight. So I'm trying to save you money, because I know it's hard to kick it. So I'm trying to save you money and make it just a bit more safer for you. Right. You know what I'm saying? And not be harmful around your kids, because that shit fuck our kids up more than it fuck us up. That secondhand. Yeah, that's bad. You know what I'm saying? So I had to take all that into consideration. But I got a question though. Jay-Z or Tupac? Tupac. She won. I can't even debate her. Like she picked Pac. Who you got? Tupac. Damn, ain't no debate. Carrying on. I just knew somebody was gonna say Jay-Z or whatever. I fuck with Jay-Z. Let's not get that misconstrued. Same. Good. Yeah. Whatever. But you have an artist though. Yes. Okay. Can you tell me a little bit about him? Yeah, so his name is IMYP, or just YP. He's from Jackson, Michigan. Okay. But he's been doing music a long time. And he's done some really incredible things. He wrote for Empire season 2, I believe. But he just, artists, it's their job to create, right? So he's a good writer. He's an amazing writer. So he can write, he make music, rap. He's a great performer. But artists don't always have the best business sense. You know what I'm saying? So he hasn't had and I think in order to be really successful in music, you've got to have a good team. Hold on 1 second. carrying on.
You gotta have somebody with good business acumen to be able to do all of the shit, like making sure that you're legit so you can make money off of your music, so your music can be heard, like all that stuff. Because otherwise it's just a hobby, you know what I'm saying? So I don't think he necessarily has had the best. I'm not even gonna say the best team around him, because he's had people who rock with him and all of that, but it just hasn't made sense. So he reached out to me in 2017 to help with his marketing for his music. Okay. And we kind of went back and forth for a little bit. I went and checked out his he dropped a mixtape in early 2018, and I went to the release for that. And it was just kind of like, okay, like this is I feel go. And actually before we even met in person, I was starting my podcast, and we were already in communication, and I was like, well, check this out, I'm about to start this podcast. I kind of want a really unique intro to go with it. You think you could help me out? And within 2 days, he sent me a fully finished intro, and he wanted me to get on it. I was like, I'm not touching it. It's perfect. Like I'm not. And for him to deliver that quick, and it was perfect. I didn't have to go back and forth with him like, change this or anything. It was like we had one conversation. He took what I said and what I wanted my podcast to be about, and he ran with it, and he did an amazing job. So it was like from then on, I already knew I was fucking with him. But then like once I went to the release party and everything, I was just like, okay, this makes sense. So he was already involved in a group, and I just got involved with that as much as possible. But yeah, this year I think it was just like, all right, it's time to take this step up.
I'm so happy that you said that. You keep saying shit like you could, cause I argued up and down with my boys about that. Like I get the whole thing as far as like, okay, right now I'm I've been rapping since I was a kid, okay, and I started getting to the point to where I was just like, listen, as I'm growing, I'm realizing, like you said, I just want to create all that other shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not a mechanic. I take my shit to the shop to get fixed, but I need to drive the car. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I can say that I want a paint job, but I got to take it to the place for them to put the paint on the shit. You know what I'm saying? That's how I was with the music, because I'm like, yo, this is my field. I create. I make very good choices as far as beats. I can write concepts, all these things. But all that other shit that was going in my ear, I'm like, forgive me for not really fully understanding or comprehending, because I'm not a marketer.
For sure. And you know what, the business side of it, like when I was in college, I took a couple classes on the business of music, and this was when I was still trying to pursue it. I wasn't even really trying to pursue it, but I was still entertaining the idea of pursuing it as an artist. And I was just like, this shit is hard. Like the business, like it turned me all the way off. I was like, this is a lot. And that was another thing. I was just like, man, I can't do it. But that was 10 plus years ago. So I've grown so much in my own career now, and just my own personal development and education and everything. Now I'm like, oh, this shit, it's hard as fuck, don't get me wrong, but I get it now. I get it so much better. And so one of the things that, like with him, I've had so many conversations with so many different people in the industry, and when I started my podcast, a lot of it was based on music. That's why I wanted a music intro. That's why I play music during the break. I have artists and producers and managers, everybody come on, because I want to have those conversations with people that, you know, a lot of people don't know what to ask, you know what I'm saying? And when they're trying to pursue their career, or they do ask and people are stingy with information. So I thought if I can get people who've done some good shit, who have a history in music, together and have a conversation and answer some of these hard questions that people don't know how to ask. So that's what the podcast is about. But nonetheless, I've had so many conversations, and everybody has an opinion. You can't do it like this. You got to do it like this. You got to that's not going to work. And it's just like,
everybody could tell you how to do it. They never did it.
But you know what? But yeah, and like a lot of people will project their fears onto you, or because it didn't work for them, they think it's not going to work for you. So him and I have found a way to find our own lane, and we're taking a completely different approach. And so far, it's working really, really well for us.
That's some dope ass shit.
So I'm just like, I mean, it's to the point where like every other day we're calling each other like, yo, guess what happened? Yo, guess who I just talked to? It's like constant. It's like, fuck, we can't even get a break. Like there is no downtime. It's like, what's next? Something else is coming up. Every time a door opens, another door opens. You know what I'm saying? Even if, you know, sometimes we get excited about an opportunity and it kind of falls flat, but then something else comes of it. And it's just like, I've officially been his manager for about 2 months now. And in that 2 months, we've made more progress than he has in his entire music career.
That's because the balance is finally set.
Exactly.
The understanding, like, listen, this is what I need you to do. I need you to create, because I need something to present. You know what I'm saying? I need to have I need you to have certain things going for yourself so I can sit at the table with these people and have something to present. You fire. You know how to create.
Right.
Focus on that. I don't need nothing fucking you up mentally because I need you to cook. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I get that. But we about to go ahead and take a 30-minute break or whatever. We ain't paying no bills. I ain't got nothing to do right now. Anybody got some bills due? You got some bills due?
I got so many bills due.
You got bills due?
I got so many bills.
Well, let's see if we can knock out some of them bills. We'll be right back.
The Caster Spot, the only location for audio and visual podcasts, all of your favorite podcast shows in one location.
Yeah, it's that late night, one glass of wine. For my smokers, you can add a joint with it, right? Just lay down in the tub in the bubble bath and light your candle in the light. Check it out. Tonight's the night, the mood is right. Your plane departs at 7:30. You don't wanna miss that flight. Soon as you arrive, come hop in my ride. I'll have a surprise. You'll be so excited. Presidential tense. This affair is private. I know what's on your mind. How about I be your sidekick? What you thinking I'ma do to you, love? Oh, do you wanna know? This is a new beginning, young Adam and Eve. I got a thing for you, you got a thing for me. So what happens when those two people meet?
I'm in the back on bottle, RL on, and I got me a model. She know red bone skin like Coco. A gang full of pretty things, begging low so. Your girl cold, man, she saying you a bozo. She said you hack her social on the low. I never give my 2 cents, that's a no-no. Plus I ain't finna be another nigga promo. So tell the way to bring a bottle what a goose say. And tell your shorty be a lady, not a groupie. And we gon' have it going up like a Tuesday. So gon' take it to the head like a toupee. My homie Vine walked in yelling Duke. FaceTiming with a freak like Boosie. Her booty beat.
Amber, are you familiar? Are you a feminist?
I wouldn't say I'm a feminist.
I don't really have a clear understanding on what a feminist is.
I don't either. I think that's why I feel like I'm probably not one. Because I feel like if I was, I would know what it is. I'm all about girl power and all that shit. But as far as the extremist views that I think, in my opinion, from what I understand a feminist to be, they have, then nah, that ain't it. That ain't me.
Okay, so are you rooting for the stallions, the Cardis? Are you rooting for them?
What do you mean?
Like well, you know, you kind of get both sides. Like, okay, I give my opinion on it. Like, anyone out there who can sit up there and say like, oh, you know, it's degrading and things like that. I'm from Snoop Dogg era. Mm-hmm. Bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. Mm-hmm. MOB, money over bitches. I'm from that era. You know what I'm saying? So now it's like the tables are kind of turning.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like I don't really care. Do you? If it's working for you and you making money and you feeding your babies, do what you got. Like, whatever. I don't fucking care. It has no effect on me. Like,
right.
I don't really have an opinion on that because it's not me. I'm too worried about trying to get me and my artists off the ground to give a fuck about what they rapping about or whatever. If that works for you. For me personally, it's like I said, we were talking about off record. Mm-hmm. You know, sometimes you create music that you love and it doesn't necessarily appeal to the masses. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that's how they feel or if that's really from the heart or whatever, but it fucking appeals to the masses and it's selling records. So do what you got to do. You know,
somebody loving it.
So I used to be really into Trina, and I used to watch a lot of her interviews and stuff, and she talked openly about how her records are really not reflective of how she really is. Like, she's really kind of more reserved and all this stuff, and that's not the type. Like, she's like, I mean, that's me. That's my personality as far as her show personality. Yeah. And I'm sure a lot of that comes from, I mean, she probably got it in her, you know what I'm saying, for sure, but I was surprised to learn, like, wow, she really out here putting out these records that are so crazy or whatever, but that's not really, she doesn't identify with that necessarily.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I asked you about that, because a lot of these layers are being peeled back about these things that's happening behind the scenes in the industry. You know what I'm saying? The victims of certain things and stuff like that. And you about to step into you are involved in a pretty tough field. Are there any complications you've been dealing with, like the fact that you're a woman stepping into this, you follow me?
Absolutely. So this is a conversation I keep having because it's become crystal clear that there is something about me being a white woman that's very enticing to managing hip hop artists. Like they feel like it's a step up, and the fact that I'm an attractive white woman gives me another step up. So it's like, here I am wondering, why for the past 2 years motherfuckers want me to manage them? They don't even know if I'm a good manager or like whatever. And I think the initial attraction is due to how I look and the doors I'm going to be able to open and the conversations I'm going to be able to have and the seats at the table I'm going to be able to have because of what I look like. So that's the first thing. The second thing is that, so I've been very, very conservative most of my life. Up until about the last couple of years after I got divorced, I'm like, I'm 30, flirty, and thriving and sexy, and it's okay to, show a little cleavage and be a little sexy or whatever. But it's been a process for me to get there, because now I'm like, wow, men really be out here looking at me like they just want to fuck me, and I don't know how to feel about that. So I have these really it's still challenging for me to sometimes have conversations with people when it's like, I'm having this conversation with you because I'm trying to do business. You're having this conversation with me because you're hoping I'll suck your dick. Like, we're not on the same page. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And there are women in the industry who will suck a dick to get their artist on the radio.
So that actually make that sounds like that it will make it more challenging for you, because you are standing firm in what it is that you're truly here to do, and you're not willing to, sell yourself short far as your morals.
Absolutely. And it's
hard to compete with.
For sure. And it's but it's like, I'm constantly encouraged by the people around me, like, you gotta use what you got to get, not necessarily saying go suck a dick or whatever, but saying like, be nice, be sexy, bat your eyes. And I'm just like, it makes me so fucking mad. So in that aspect, I would say I'm a feminist, because it pisses me off that I have to bat my fucking eyes to be able to sit down and have a conversation with you about a meeting that should be able to happen just because the fucking talent is there. Yeah. But because I look the way that I look, I gotta give you a little something, make you feel like you got.
You do it like that?
I don't know how to do it. I'm still fucking learning. Which is another challenge. Is like, I be thinking I'm trying to flirt, and they're like, that's not it. I'm like,
oh man, I thought this was killing it right here.
I'm like, I thought I was doing it.
So you currently single?
So technically.
Okay. So yeah, because that's the thing too. Like, you're still a human at the end of the day. So it could be a thing to where, like, I when I'm sitting up here and I'm thinking about it, I kind of feel bad for you.
Don't feel bad for me.
I do. I feel bad, because it's like, say you are interested. Say that you do stand in front of someone that you actually are interested in. There's so many things that you gotta take into consideration.
Right, which is why I'm not interested in nobody, really. Like, I don't, like, because it's so hard. It's, at this point, I feel really bad for actual celebrities and people, because I couldn't even imagine, because I am not even really shit in the grand scheme of things, and I already have to decipher who's really trying to get to know me and who just likes the image of me or the idea of me. Because I think the idea of me, like you said, like, you don't know what the fuck I do, really, because it's still a mystery. Like, I put a lot out there, and I'm very vulnerable at the same time. I'm still a mystery, because that's for me and those who are close and intimate with me, which isn't a lot of people. So this image, though, I think is really attractive to a lot of people, and they like the idea of it. So for me to have to, I have so much shit going on. I don't have the fucking time to sit here and decipher whether you got good intentions or bad intentions. I don't want to be the person who's super jaded and just like, oh, fuck everybody, I don't trust nobody, they all got bad intentions.
But it's kind of hard not to.
But it's not even, I just stay focused on what I'm focused on, so I don't got to worry about that shit. And then make it clear, like, oh, sorry, this ain't that. Like, I have these conversations where I'm like, oh, ooh, Sorry, this ain't that.
I was about to say, you had to cut into a few people on that
Oh,
level.
for sure, yeah.
I was gonna ask. Good thing you just went there, because I was gonna say, like, so I mean, is it a thing to where when you do have those meetings or you are talking to those guys or whatever the case, that could potentially take your artist to the next level or whatever business deal? Are they that blunt to the point where it's like, damn?
No, I've never been disrespected. Like no one, no one's ever been like, oh, suck my dick, or like no one has ever disrespected me.
Okay.
But I have been in more than enough situations where it's very evident they are landing on really thick, and they like come out, oh, you know, I'm trying to talk, you know, whatever, trying to be smooth and all that shit, or like they trying to, or they'll be like a little bit more blunt, like, you know, I gotta shoot my shot and shit. And I'm just like, this ain't your court. Nope. Sorry. Take your ball.
You got football equipment on the basketball court, partner. Dang, we don't need all that. You tripping.
Yeah, so then I just make it known, and I'm just like, whatever happens from there. You either stop fucking with me, and then I know what it was, or we still keep doing business. And I've had people where I've done business with them for years, and they every once in a while just kind of shoot again, just like, you know, still no. Okay, I just had to try.
You see me?
Yeah, so
I
think
can only imagine.
As far as, but so it's, I mean, at this point, now that I've met other women in the industry too, we can have these conversations openly and just discuss our different experiences. And so now I know that it's just, okay, this is just gonna be my reality, and as long as I stay true to myself and my values, my morals and all that, I'm not worried about missing an opportunity because I won't cuddle up with you or whatever. Like, my
time is coming.
I trust in God. I believe
hard.
that the universe is gonna give me what, you know what I'm saying, I'm working for. So if it's not gonna happen because of that, then it wasn't meant to happen. I'm cool with that.
I agree 100%. Hey, the men need to start having our little meetings too, man. You know, the women always having their meetings and shit, you know what I'm saying, where they getting down to the nitty gritty. We need to start the king amongst kings. We need to start having them fucking conversations too, because I think that should be therapeutic for them. It be therapeutic.
I mean, yeah, I think it definitely helps.
Sitting in a room full of, like, the women encouraging each other and having conversations about real life parenting and things like that.
I just did a women's empowerment conference October 5th called 9 to Thrive, and it was a room full of women who we had speakers get up and talk about their experiences, and I mean that shit was like chills for everybody. I mean, there was women crying because it was just so impactful to have other women that, wow, I can relate to them, because I think women are historically just so damn catty and feel competitive for men and jobs and everything, because it feels like we can't have it all. We've always been told you can't have it all. You can't have the man and the job and then this and then that. So we feel like, fuck, she can't have it, I gotta get it. You know what I'm saying? We all gotta compete with each other. So to be in a room of women who you can relate to, who have positive experiences, who are gonna lift their hand out and lift you up rather than push you while you down, like, it was just like very emotional for a lot of women, very therapeutic.
Y'all cried in the car.
No, we cried right there. It was tears right there in the conference. People were just, oh my god, yeah, it was crazy.
Are you empathetic for men?
No.
That's
Hold on. Now why is that?
Yes.
I won't even say that I'm not. I do. Like, I definitely stand up for men's rights, I guess, when it comes, even like child support. Like, I totally feel like it's bullshit. Like, the whole court system is for women and all that. So I guess I'm definitely sympathetic towards some men in certain situations. But I think that right now it's just times are changing, and I think men are getting a dose of their medicine, and kind of here for it.
Damn, she said that shit like a trailer, cuz she said I'm kind of waiting for it. Like, the trailer is rolling, and this is quite interesting.
But, I mean, when you think about the atmosphere just of everything, from every movement, from everything that it came out, it do seem like we are getting the dope.
But you know what though, man? Listen, this the thing, cuz I still deal with this today, right? Men, yes, we have and still do fucked up things. That happens. Everyone does. Women do it too. But this is men accountability right now. Though that is true, men deal with a lot of shit. Now, as far as like where I'm from, we're not really supposed to be vocal about it. A lot of that shit we kind of
keep it down.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, because it can give off the impression that you're weak. So only thing,
and right there though, women were raised like that too. Like, I had that same idea growing up. Like, if you're a man and you cry about something or you open about something, you're weak. So like, I feel like I kind of fucked my older son up a little bit when he was little. I man the fuck up, man up. Like, why are you crying? Like, I used to get on his ass because, you know, his dad wasn't really around. I felt like I had to be that. So I used to, but that's what I thought. And it's taken me, you know, going through divorce and like relationship and just also because while I was married, I didn't really have any male friends. So I didn't have a lot of male perspective outside of my husband. But since I've got divorced, now I have male friends who we can have these really open conversations, and with the podcast too, where it has opened me up to the idea of like, wow, men are actually not these fucking superhero strong guys that like we're all taught that they are. They're actually just fucking human beings with feelings, just like women.
Yeah, like you gotta. That's something that. If I would ask for women to empathize for anything, it would be. Would empathize be the correct word?
No.
Or would it be sympathize? I would ask the women to sympathize with the fact that, well, speaking for me as a black man, okay, there's a lot of things that's against me. It's a lot of things that was instilled in me from the hood, where vulnerability, that was weak. You know what I'm saying? Get your ass up, hit the pavement, do what you got to do. Don't let no man see your head down, because they'll see that as an opportunity. You get your ass beat, get robbed, ran over, whatever the case may be. So with all that being said, a lot of this shit being compressed, I feel like it manifests incorrectly in most cases. Most of the time, because we don't really know exactly what we're dealing with emotionally, because in most cases we were told not to be emotional, but yet we still deal with emotion. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's a build up, it's a pile up. Now disrespect is disrespect. So like I said, I'm not justifying the acts. You know what I'm saying? I just want women to get a better understanding of where it might be stemming from.
For sure. And I think, as we talked about with everything else today, like it's new. Like this whole concept that men have feelings is kind of fucking new. So we're all getting used to the idea and learning how to deal with men's emotions. Like y'all are learning how to release them effectively, when to, because I think just like men want a lady in the streets and a freak in the bed, women want their man to be strong and a rock and all of that, but they want them also in a private setting to be able to open. We don't want no man out here like we please don't do that.
Look at the sun. Look at the sun.
Yeah, but at home, be vulnerable with me. You know what I'm saying? But just don't be out here all, you know, it's the same concept. But I think over time, as we kind of, you know, just come to the realization like that men really have a lot of feelings and things like that they need to learn how to cope with. And I think women will learn how to deal with them. Right now, we're in this weird paradigm where women are wilding the hell out. Because we feel like men ain't been shit and they've been doing us wrong for all these times, so now we about to do them how they do it, and
the tit for tat.
But I don't think women are not built for that. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't feel that we can sustain that attitude long term. Cause
I actually know I get what you're saying.
You feel me?
Yeah, I actually get what you're saying.
Like it's okay. We having a little hot girl summer right now. We got our 15 minutes of craziness, but like it's gonna calm down because we are not built for that.
How they would say like men are dogs, women are not necessarily meant to.
No, we out here in dog costumes. Yeah. We little kittens running around with these dog costumes on right now, but eventually they're gonna fall off because.
Catch up.
I mean, you could tell when she mad and she rah, it's like you do know that I really can beat you the fuck up. I get the whole fact that you mad and you worked up and you probably feeling like Tyson. You probably feel like you could knock my fucking head off, but I do know like I can beat you the fuck up. I'm not gonna beat you up. You know what I'm saying? But that whole demeanor right there alone, it's just like, whoo, your comfortability. I don't know if it's the U2 movement, like the comfortability in it or whatever. And I get it, like you angry, deal with it. Allow yourself to feel so you can deal with it. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like on both ends, because I feel like both sides are responsible for what's going on. Everybody need to be sympathetic across the board. Now, the reason why I'm not really tripping about the Cardi B's and Stallion because it is y'all turn. I don't feel like y'all ever had y'all turn. We had our run for a long time, for a nice little minute from Uncle Luke. We talking about Uncle Luke era. You know what I'm saying? We had our run for a minute. We'll let y'all get y'all little two.
Yeah, and
let y'all have y'all little 2 years.
Yeah. And I think it's definitely working. It's changing the conversations. Like even us talking about this now,
it's making us want to listen more.
Yeah. And I think it's important, especially as like just even in terms of, you know, back in the day, it was like women were taught to aspire to marry, and like it was all about family, household, and all this stuff. I feel like now people don't even do shit right anymore. Like men used to court women. Like you would find a woman that you like and you're like, okay, locked. And you would pursue her. If it didn't work out, all right, let me go pursue somebody else. But you would pursue her. Now, motherfuckers is literally just throwing balls at whatever. Like, I'm going to hit a shot somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't pursue anyone. That we casually date, openly date multiple people at the same time.
Are you talking about the men or the women?
Everybody.
Oh, I was about to say, because the women, because the women the women taking the shots.
No, I know because women too, because women have now tapped into like that. I think women don't. There was only certain types of women, I think, in certain societal statuses or whatever, that really understood that pussy was power. And I think that women are tapping into, oh shit, pussy really is power. Yeah. And so I can have this dude buy me lunch every day. I can have this dude pay my bills. I can have this dude give me dick. I can have this dude. Like, you can have a dude for everything.
The whole setup.
And sometimes they can know about each other and not give a fuck.
We never did, really.
Yeah. So women have that power now.
It actually works though. I say it works. I say it works in a sense like I don't have to deal with the emotional residue, and that works for me.
Depending on what role you play in her life.
That's what I'm saying. Like if I'm the mechanic, it's like I just work on her car. Yeah. I don't have to listen to her cry on the phone and shit. I just go fix her car, and I get the fuck on. Or if it's a thing where okay, he get my bag. Okay, you got the money for your bag. Go buy your bag. Get the fuck out.
But see, and again, I think, so this is something that women's doing now, but I don't know how long they can sustain it. I think eventually they going to get caught up with somebody, you know what I'm saying? And they're going to want to settle down or whatever. But point being is that men and women are both dating casually versus before it was like kind of in the man's court to court whoever he liked. And then, they would resist for a little while and then a girl would give in and they would go get married or whatever. Now it's just like everybody dating everybody fucking everybody. We got kids with multiple parents, people I don't know, it's just like crazy as fuck. And I feel like we need to get it back to a place where interpersonal relationships are more important again, because now I feel like we have like the highest depression rate ever. People are killing themselves, like all types of crazy shit, because we spend so much time online thinking we have all these relationships with people who don't really give a fuck about us. We got all these people on our phone that we texting, hey, what you doing, how you doing, whatever, come through, and that, whatever, but you don't have any valuable connections with people.
So
Church.
Oh man.
I was about to tell her I was trying to tell her what my gripe was.
No, go ahead.
I'm biased. I'm biased in this particular situation. I put women on a very high pedestal. That's where my anger stems from. I feel like I'm being let down, but I get it. What I mean is, like, I call it the beehive method, the queen bee. Okay, the queen bee is basically the one that brings structure. Like the hive can't really operate without the queen, but it's one queen to the hive. Whole lot of bees. The bees are what? The men. You know what I'm saying? So even when she's talking about the whole thing with the artist thing, that makes sense to me. What you over here handling, you making sure he don't get fucked over. You making sure he don't get screwed. You know what I'm saying? But when it's time to walk out that door, he put that gun on the hip. He go out there and he get ready for war. The woman is to make sure that the mental is intact. I feel like there's a whole lot of fucking distractions going on. But it makes sense simply, like I said, I think this is the women getting their power back. That's how I feel. They getting the necessary power that they need to be able to be the queen bee once again. So they got to get it out.
I think it's a little bit of the reversal. I think women has always had the power. I think now, like, just going back to like what she was saying as far
as, did I say they're getting their power back? Because in most cases they were giving their power away.
I think it's the reversal though. I think they're giving a lot of it away now. When you talk about the social media, I think you got a lot of movements like the Me Too movement, so on and so forth, that's trying to keep that power and put it in the forefront. But when you think about the whole grand scheme of things, like, everybody in this room probably at least in their late 20s or early 30s, mid 30s, somewhere up in there. Right. When you think about the people that's 10 years younger than us, half of that generation there, man, hot girl summer, they quick to bust it open real quick. You know what I'm saying? So to me, I think they giving a lot of their shit away.
You just made me think about something.
They giving a lot of their shit.
You just made me think about something. The social media thing is very important. That's very key here. Because the Stallions and the Cardi B's been around. It just wasn't viral.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they all go through their phase. What they call it, the whole phase?
Mm-hmm.
What they call it? They all go through their phase where they just being free. You know what I'm saying? But they eventually, in most cases, they come back. I feel like in the spiritual realm of things, our women are coming back, but their process is their process. Same thing with the men, as far as when we like mass incarceration. We occupy most of the prisons. Most of the laws that were set in place were against us. You know what I'm saying? Our process is our process to be where we need to be when the time is right. When it's time for the men to step up, you got to be ready to step up. This is preparation. Same thing with the women. The day coming to where both parties are going to step up. You either going to be sheep or you going to be what? What is it, lion? Lioness? One or the other.
I don't know.
No, I looked around like I don't know.
I'm saying,
I was gonna
you
say
either going to be
cattle.
you going to be cattle.
Like a wolf? I don't know.
I was gonna say sheep or cattle.
Yeah, you going to be, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's one or the other. Like, you going to be one of the weaks or you going to be one of the strong ones. But you got to go through the process, though. You don't come out the womb, what makes a hero? Disaster.
Mm-hmm.
Can you bear it? You know what I'm saying? Can you handle what's coming? It's a lot of responsibility that's about to be on the plate for everybody. So we got to go through this shit that we going through, because when it hit, if we ain't ready, it's over with.
I definitely hope that we all come out of this as like the people going through it are going through their, you know, hot girl summer or whatever. Like, I hope that they do come back around like, oh, okay, that was my whole phase or whatever. I feel like in some ways I do feel like I'm still old fashioned. Like, I get really, really disturbed when I see women on social, like, they, you know, people do the little posts like about, I'm trying to think of a good one, but they'll be like, oh, I can't no bitch make a dude come from giving head, and they were like, oh, bet, I guess I can, I did it in 5 minutes. I'm like, girl, get the fuck, what you doing? Like, where's your mom? Like, get off of this status. That's a fucking, you fell for the plot. Like, what the fuck?
You fell for it.
Exactly what she just said. A lot of that shit, that's been going on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay,
It's viral now.
Exactly,
Yeah.
by it being viral. So what I'm saying is that they're giving a lot of it away. You see what I'm saying? You're losing.
Because when you give it away, you lose the power. And I've had so many of these conversations lately where I talk to women who have freely given it up. No woman ever, like, women will literally have a sex with a dude because they feel like they're supposed to, because he bought me dinner or something. Right. And they'll be like, I felt bad. It was whack. I didn't want to. He stank. But, like, what the fuck? But you still let him fuck. And then the next day, it's not like they ever walk away feeling like, I did a good deed. You know what I'm saying? They never walk away feeling amazing about it.
Let me tell you.
No, they feel like shit.
Right.
And they gave it away. They never say like, oh, I got me some dick because he bought me dinner. No, they're like, I gave him some because I felt, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? But like,
that's crazy.
But this is what happens. So I definitely agree with you. But I don't think that every woman realizes that's what's happening. I think women start to deal with depression or anxiety or whatever, then they get into like doing other stuff. They don't know why the fuck they're going through all this, but it's because they're giving themselves away. Yeah. Because I do strongly believe in the exchange of energies. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Definitely. So when you're having sex with all these different people, you're exchanging, you don't know what fucking type of energy you're getting back for what you're exchanging.
You done fucked the psychopath.
Really?
You done fucked the pedophile.
Yeah.
A molester. A
like,
rapist. You don't know. You taking in all this shit.
And then you wonder why you're depressed and why you alone. But you be online with 3,047 likes looking like a hot girl, you know what I'm saying? Like, you out on a beach or whatever, and that's show love, but you sitting at home crying because you have no real personal connections with anybody, and you just gave your ass away to somebody who bought you dinner because you felt bad. And you don't know what fucking type of energy he just gave you.
And see, and to take it a little further, like, one of the things I think about is, like, once again, for those people that's like 10 years younger than us, and even younger than that, okay, we see the effects that social media play on us, and we got the mentality to handle it.
Yeah.
So, and we're playing, and in actuality, we playing catch up with social media. Like, when that shit, you got to think like, so, like,
bullies is necessary.
Technology really didn't start advancing. You know what I'm saying? You might as well say like late 90s, like when it hit 2000, it was like lightning speed. We was there to catch it. You know what I'm saying? We was there to adapt to it. But like the kids that's like 10 years younger than us, they was born into this shit.
Mm-hmm.
So just imagine the effects of when they get 30, the perception that they gonna have. You know
They was also born into that defense mechanism as well.
I don't know, bro.
No,
if you look at it, like she was saying, like the depression,
mm-hmm.
that group right there, that a lot of them kids that's like 18,
mm-hmm.
and I think they even pushed the depression age up. I think it's like late. Just say like early 20s. Now they saying even like mid 30s because
everybody was trying to compete with everybody.
Yeah, just the way how social media, like when they say like people become, it's not schizophrenic. It's is it schizophrenic?
I mean, when I say when I speak of the defense, being born into the defense mechanism, just Amber alone, I listen to her podcast. I could tell that Amber is like very protective over her kids. Very protective over her kids. Today's mothers usually are. Based on what you just said, as far as we can deal with it, because we had to deal with them bullies. We had to deal with that asshole. We had to deal with that person that would cap on our ass, make us want to run home crying because of some shit that we ain't even got control over. Maybe the fact that you was born short. Maybe the fact that you didn't really have a whole lot. You didn't have all the name brand clothes. You get clowned about these things, but it made tougher skin. Yep. Today, when these kids coming into the world, we're protecting them at all costs. They ain't even got to fight their own fights. Remember when you used to be like, yo, you either going to beat his ass or I'm going to beat your ass.
And that goes back to the other thing to where I was saying, like, well, not necessarily going back to it, the effects of it. Like, okay, like say for instance, like how the young girls that may be coming up, you know what I'm saying? Like how they may feel as if, oh, it's okay for me to show little ass, little titties, or do whatever for the gram. You know what I'm saying? By them giving that shit up, giving certain powers up, or making it seem like certain things are cool. You know what I'm saying?
Because it's so normalized through the
exactly.
body.
That's what I'm getting to. You see what I'm saying? So it's like you kind of like, I don't want to say desensitizing, but it's like
that's definitely what
it's definitely desensitizing.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So so when you think about it, when you think about the bullying thing, like you just said, you know what I'm saying, like how we dealt with it at school, or if you was in the playground, or maybe on your block.
And now you got cyber bullies and shit.
Now you got the cyber shit. You see what I'm saying?
And that's the thing is that when we were growing up, if we were getting bullied at school or even on the way home, you went home, it stopped.
Exactly.
Now they can't get away from it. And the thing about it is, even if they was calling you, harassing you, whatever, your mom will unplug the phone or answer the phone. Who the fuck calling my phone? You know what I'm saying? Cuss them out.
Facts.
Now these kids 24/7 are so addicted already to the phone they can't turn it off. God forbid. So they get all these notifications coming in, and it's just Instagram, Facebook, messages, you know what I'm saying? And just from every which way, and then they just get sucked into it, and it's just like they can't escape it. Whereas us feel like we were able to escape it. Or you get into a fight, damn, that was the end of it. Y'all fought, it's a wrap, whatever.
Right. And that was the end, and basically like for us, we know that, okay, well, we should know. Most of us should know that, all right, social media ain't shit. This some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But for most of these kids,
that shit is life.
Law.
That's life.
Like how she was saying, like how people actually care about 30 likes.
I mean, shit, even grown ups, bro. Even these grown motherfuckers.
About certain pictures. Matter of fact, we had somebody on here that was just recently talking about that.
Yeah.
I took this one picture, I turned this one way, I had no likes. I turned another way. And
shit went crazy. Numbers went crazy.
Minutes, had over 200 likes.
Listen, when I talked about earlier about being a female in the industry and all of that, me just being a person, like I am trying to promote a fucking artist, a business, a podcast, all this. But if I post anything about that, I get a little bit of love. But if I post a fucking selfie or something with my, you know what I'm saying, looking all cute or whatever, I get so many more likes. Like, and actually, I've made it strategic now where when I'm about to post something I really want people to see, like my artist just dropped a single, or I want to, got something, an event coming up, I will take a cute ass, a sexy ass picture, put it on a Facebook story. Shit like gets thousands of views. That means my next post is gonna be what I want people to see, and people automatically will see it.
Dope.
I mean, but it's fucked up that I have to do that.
No,
you
I'm
know
saying
what
it's
I'm saying?
dope that you figured it out. No, I'm not saying like it's dope. Like damn, like you know, I'm saying yeah.
It's literally like, oh, let me fix my titties, take a picture.
That's
like,
so fucking unfortunate, man.
But,
I really wish y'all didn't have to go through that.
I mean, that's what go.
Yeah.
That's the thing now. You know
and
what I'm saying?
it works. I mean, it's working. It's and it's just like, okay, like I get it. And again, this is me just kind of coming to terms with my reality. Like I just have to deal with this is what it is. I can't get away from it. So at least I can use it to my advantage then, instead of just being upset about it or being like, fuck it. I'm just like, all right, well, fuck it. If that's what's gotta be, it's what's gotta be to an extent. But I'm not, you know what I'm saying? But I still, again, I feel like old fashioned in terms of, you know, women should be ladies in the streets and all of that. So I try to do it as tastefully as possible, so I'm not out here looking thirsty or whatever.
I wish I had the applaud sound effect. I root for that shit. I do. Amber, I respect you. I respect you. I love your strength, your bravery. Like I said, that fucking podcast, she did it with her kids. That was some super brave shit. I'm gonna keep saying that. Yeah,
I appreciate that. I feel like I need to do a follow up in a year or two.
Yeah, with them again. You should. I'm looking forward to that because I was all in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was all in. But yeah, I thank you for your bravery. Thanks for being a great representative of women empowerment, things of that nature. Stay on your grind. Now you're no longer a mystery. Now I kind of got it. I kind of got it in the raps now or whatever, and I'm very happy you came.
Thank you. I'm so glad y'all had me on. It was a good conversation. Like you said, conversation. It flows so naturally.
Yeah, that's what this is about. Dialogue. Because in most cases, people are not actually having conversations. They're trying to have one. Mm-hmm. You're talking over each other. You know, you're not listening. You're thinking about a rebuttal and things like that. The more understanding that we can have in this world, the better it could be. That's just my opinion.
Absolutely.
Everybody do a little. Ain't nobody got to do a lot. But I definitely appreciate you showing love,
thank you.
pulling up or whatever. You want to let the people know anything you got going on?
Yeah. So follow the podcast 30 Flirty and Thriving. It's on all streaming podcast platforms. Also, my artist is IMYP Music. You can find him on Instagram. You can find him on Facebook. Also, obviously Spotify, Apple Music, all that stuff. And you can find me on social. My Instagram is TheBestAmber. That's TheBestAmber. And every other social media platform is The Best Amber. TheBestamber.
Okay, IMYP Music.
Yep.
That's him right there. See, I'm on it.
See, I appreciate that.
I'm on that all day. Thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you.
That is the end of this episode. We needed to talk, and we did talk. Actually, we talked pretty good. You are officially a fucker now.
All right.
So the doors are open. If you got anything that you want to, you know what I'm saying, that you want to talk about, you want to conversate, as you can see, I'm all ears. And
I gotta bring my artist on. Do y'all ever have like artists on? Y'all could have some good conversation. I feel
have no YP. For sure.
We gotta make it happen.
We needed to talk. We talked, and that is the end of this episode. But fuck it though. We out.
We came in the club showing love tonight. So pour up. No need for no spending. Go ahead, it's on us. Came in the club showing love tonight. So pour up. No need for no